Which one of you is being most unreasonable? I don't think we can answer that because you both have some very good reasons for leaning in that direction. You've got to have...
We're very shaped by the families we come from, and it's almost like we're hardwired in some ways to replicate what we know.
Yeah.
And you're both kind of doing that.
And so if you realize, hey, you know, I grew up in a home where it was important to have the great resources and things that we can do stuff with in our lives, and the other grew up in a home where it was, whether we have good stuff or not, we're going to be together as a family. You both have something to contribute. It's a matter of finding that balance.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it's pretty tough to not look at life through your own lens and think, well, obviously my way is the only right and good way because the values that I have, and certainly we would always value relationships over financial resources. We're not talking about that. But there's a lot of ways we can interpret that. You know, that being said, how much time you have together, what kind of time you spend together, and what you actually do. Someone who's focused on resources might actually want some adventure trips for the family or educational experiences, and they're relationally focused, but it's a different kind of outlet.
Right, so here's a recommendation. Just get out a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, and write payoff for, and then each of your causes, as it were.
Right.
And just simply be exhaustive. List as many things as you can and begin to talk about that. And
what are the pros and cons of being home more and just having each other, and maybe being gone, taking on some overtime? And it might be the case that what you do is you settle on a contained amount of overtime for specific goals, you know, but you don't just get on this frenzy of lifestyle that doesn't fit what you feel you deeply value.
Yeah, and once you have that list, then you can begin to look at it together and say, you know, I value this too. You may find that you have many things in common, even though it sometimes feels like you're headed in different directions.
That's always a surprise. Sometimes you feel so polarized and you sit down and look at it, and in actuality, you're not as different as you thought you were.
Right, so it's a little exercise that might be a real help to you.